Y'all remember when Tamar Braxton went and blocked her sister Toni on social media? I mean, that was bold. But the kicker? Toni didn't even realize she was locked out until she went to tag Tamar on her birthday. Imagine that, trying to send your sister a sweet post, only to find out you've been cut off like a bad ex. Whew, messy. But hold up, because that wasn't just some random sibling spat, that was only the beginning of a way bigger storm. Insiders claim Tamar wasn't just blocking Toni, she was also running her mouth, allegedly spreading dirt about her sister, painting Toni as desperate, broke, and hustling Birdman for his coins. And y'all, if that's true, it's more than just family drama, that's family sabotage. Now, let's talk Birdman because his name is stamped all over this saga. We all remember that awkward interview where he called Toni his love, his soldier, his everything, but still dodged every question about whether they were actually together. Like, sir, you bought her a Bentley truck, but you can't say she's your girlfriend? Make it make sense. He was pouring out devotion on camera, but refusing to slap a label on it. And that blurred line is where so many of these rumors started. Here's the thing, people weren't questioning their love because they were bored. They were questioning it because of Toni's money problems. The whispers were that she might have hitched herself to Birdman as a financial safety net. And if you believe the gossip, Tamar herself may have been the one fanning those flames. But why would Tamar do that? Was it revenge? Was it jealousy? Or was it her way of clapping back after all the tension she's had with her sisters? Because let's be real, Tamar has been through it these past couple of years. We all saw her social media meltdown before she deleted everything. She accused her family of being toxic, said she was going back into treatment, and even hinted she was praying for her marriage and her life. In one now-deleted post, she straight up said, "My family is awful. I should have never gone back to BFV. That's not just shade, that's a whole eclipse." And this wasn't an isolated thing. Tamar's been feeling excluded for a while. Remember Tawanda's wedding? Tamar was invited to be the maid of honor, but she said it felt fake. She wasn't included in the bridal shower, wasn't told the details, nothing. Meanwhile, Toni and Trina were heavily involved, like they were the wedding planners. Tamar said it felt like she was given a pity invite, like, "Here, just show up and hold some flowers." And she refused. She didn't even attend the wedding, citing ongoing drama with Tawanda's now husband, who she claims had been talking about her behind her back. Now, okay, Tamar and Tawanda having tension? That's not shocking. But Toni, that's where fans were caught off guard. For the longest time, it looked like Toni and Tamar were close. Maybe not besties, but at least respectful. But then came the infamous blocked situation. Toni herself admitted publicly that she realized she was blocked again on Tamar's birthday, saying, "I wanted to repost that gorgeous picture of you, but I'm blocked again." That's not shade. That's Toni straight up exposing the situation. Tamar clapped back and accused Toni of gaslighting, saying she could have just called. And to prove her point, Tamar leaked screenshots of their text exchange where they were literally just talking the day before. So on the surface, it looks like Toni and Tamar were fine. But behind the scenes, reports claim Tamar was spreading the "Toni married Birdman for money" rumor. Let's rewind for a sec to Toni and Birdman's love story, if we can even call it that. From the beginning, it was messy. They publicly dated, hinted at marriage, then postponed the wedding again and again. Toni claimed work commitments got in the way, but come on, if you really want to marry someone, you'll make time. Then came that whole lost engagement ring scandal. Toni said she left her $1 million ring in checked luggage, and it mysteriously disappeared. People weren't buying that story. It felt fishy. Then suddenly, Birdman deletes every photo of her from his Instagram and posts, "It's over." Meanwhile, Toni posts a cryptic message about new chapters. Everyone thought it was done, but then they reunited on stage in Atlanta weeks later like nothing had happened. Classic on again, off again. Fast forward to December 2023, Toni publicly denied marriage rumors, writing #fake news. But then, boom, court documents exposed the truth. They actually married in August 2024 and separated 2 days later. 2 days. That's not even long enough to return all the wedding gifts. Toni then filed for divorce, calling the marriage irretrievably broken. But just when you thought it was done, she dismissed the divorce filing in January 2025. So technically, they're still married, even though both have wiped each other from social media and neither wears a ring. That's not love, that's paperwork. So of course people started speculating Toni only tied the knot for money. And honestly, given her financial history, the theory isn't wild. Toni's career has been iconic. Her 1993 debut album went multi-platinum. Unbreak My Heart became one of the best-selling singles ever, and she's released 9 studio albums. But for all her success, she's had financial disaster after financial disaster. Back in the 90s, her label was paying her pennies while pocketing millions. She had to sue them, file for bankruptcy, and was even accused of hiding money to avoid creditors. And who can forget that humiliating Oprah interview where Oprah basically shamed her on national TV for owning Gucci flatware? Toni said that moment crushed her, changed her career, and made people see her as reckless rather than successful. By 2010, things got worse. Health issues, lupus, and microvascular angina forced her to cancel her Vegas residency. Insurance wouldn't cover the losses, and she had to declare bankruptcy again. Then came IRS and California tax liens in 2019, totaling nearly $500,000. And let's not forget, Toni has also been financially supporting her entire family for years. She admitted it herself, saying her sisters rarely pitched in, except Tamar. So yeah, with all that in mind, people assume Toni might have leaned on Birdman's money. What shocks people isn't the rumor itself, it's the idea that Tamar, her own sister, may have been the one reinforcing it behind the scenes. And according to some sources, Birdman wasn't having it. Word is he actually checked Tamar directly, making it clear she needed to stop speaking on his wife. And honestly, I believe it. Birdman may be low-key in public, but he's not the type to let disrespect slide. At the end of the day though, you can't ignore the timing. Every time the Braxtons have a new season coming out, suddenly the family is neck-deep in scandal. So is this really about sibling betrayal, or is it all just part of the playbook to keep people watching? Because if there's one thing about the Braxtons, it's that their family drama always finds its way to the screen, and you know fans will tune in, no matter how toxic it gets. So let me ask you, do you think Toni really married Birdman for the money? Or is Tamar just stirring the pot because she's hurt and angry? And more importantly, are we watching a real family feud? Or is this just another performance? Either way, one thing's for sure. When it comes to the Braxtons, the music might stop, but the drama never does.